Well, hey there, church. It is Pastor Tom. It's Monday morning. Great Monday morning. Hey, I want to come to you and share with you something that's pretty exciting. And I have no doubt you've noticed it. So over the past 2 years, our church has seen a lot of new families jump in. And with some of those new families, we've seen several teenagers come on board to the point of where we only had maybe a handful of youth in our church about 2 years ago, maybe 6 or 7. Now we have probably closer to 25 or more youth in our youth on a week-to-week basis, and that's pretty exciting. And these youth are vibrant. They're eager to learn and grow in Christ. Got wonderful families behind them, and as you know. With that growth in that ministry, there's going to be needs for resourcing to help make sure that we disciple them well. And at Grace Church, we make it very apparent, very clear that we're not a big program-driven church. But when it comes to youth and when it comes to children, there are just programmatic needs that are different than probably other adult needs where we don't have to spend as much money and resources. But one of the ways in which we try to do this is to get our kids away for a week each summer with our planting church, Providence Baptist Church, down in the beach. And we're heading down to the beach, and there's about 19 kids going this year. 15 kids and 4 adults. So 19 total going this year. And last year, I think we had 11 or 12. I can't remember exactly. I was one of them, but I can't remember how was the final count on that one. But nonetheless, we're not quite doubling, but we're getting close to doubling what we had last year. And that's pretty exciting for me to see what God's doing in our young fellowship. But as we grow, again, we have to find ways to creatively meet the ministry needs there. And so 2 things that are coming up as it relates to our beach camp is, number one, we have a couple of students who need some scholarship help, need some financial assistance. At this time, it's just make it very difficult. They really want to go. Parents want them to go, but financially, that they could use a little bit of help to get them there. And we always have the policy that we don't leave any students behind, and we're going to try to do our best to make sure that we follow through on that. But we do have a couple of students who need a little bit of financial scholarship, and their payments are coming due soon. May 22nd is when all payments need to be in. And I want to do everything I can to let that need be known to our church, because I know what God has done in this church and what He has, how He's used this church to respond to needs like this. Additionally, we have, we just have growing travel expenses for this ministry. As you know, gas is going through the roof right now, renting vans, because we don't have that. We have 19 people going down. And so we're trying to think creative about getting people down there, but nonetheless, that expense is still pretty high, and we want to make sure we cover as much of that as we possibly can. So all that being said, we just want to put it out there. We will put it out to the church, let the needs be known, and we'll trust that the Lord will provide for this. If you were to put all the needs together in terms of helping these 2 students get to camp, and then just covering some of the travel expenses, let's just put a round number on it, around $2,500. And that will meet most of the needs that we have right now for our youth ministry. And it would enable us to be able to send these kids down there and be able for them to have a great week camp. I loved this camp last year. I helped start this camp when I was back at Providence myself, and it's been continuing on since I left almost 7 years ago. And I have loved this camp. Actually, I think the camp's about 8 years old, or 9 years old now. But I did the first 2 or 3 years of it. And I loved it. And Pastor Chad does a great job of organizing this. And I could not speak more highly of a camp experience than I have of this one, because it's going to be so Christ-centered, but at the same time, a great, fun environment for kids to get away and just really learn about Jesus this summer. So I want to do everything I can to put all of my chips in. And so I'm sending 2 of my kids this summer, and it's a sacrifice, but we're going to make it happen. Me and Amanda made that commitment to them a couple of months ago. But there is other students who need some assistance. So if you're able to help meet some of those needs, or if you want to help us cover some of those travel expenses, man, that would be a huge blessing to our church. Be a huge blessing to our youth ministry, and it's going to be a huge blessing to our future, because we're investing in youth who are going to want to come back, and they're going to jump back into the church, and they're going to be the adults leading one day in this fellowship as our generation moves through. Okay, so church, I love you, so thankful for you. And I just know, just by putting it out there, the Lord's going to provide in some way, whether He provides all of it or a good portion of it. I'm just trusting the Lord and going to do it. So if you are interested in doing that, you can give online. Should be a little memo in there when you give online. Let us know what you're designating it towards. And if you want to give in person, you can write a check and put it in the memo there. And so we just encourage you, if you're able to give over and above your normal means, that would be such a huge blessing to help us cover some of those expenses. Church, I hope you're having a great week. I am loving this series in 1 Peter, and I can't wait to jump back into it with you next week. Hey, we're going to be in 1 Peter chapter 1. We're going to be in verses 6 through 9. 1 Peter 1, 6 through 9. So if you want to read ahead and start thinking about it and praying about it and studying over it, that would be a really huge benefit to you. Okay? Guys, have a great week, and we'll see you soon.